Starting off with the lightest concealer shade that I own from Tarte. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer as this is my favourite eye base. This is in the shade Fair, and I'm just going to be using a MAC 252 flat shader brush. I'm just applying the concealer right underneath my brow just to highlight the brow. I then take the concealer down onto my eyelid to use as an eyeshadow base. The first shade I'll be using on my eyes is this grey from the Morphe 35C eyeshadow palette, and I'm just taking that in a Morphe M505 fluffy blending brush, and I'm just applying that shade into the outer crease of my eye. I start by tapping the shadow down with like patting motions just to make sure that the concealer's locked into place and it's not going to move about underneath the shadow. So I'm just patting it down like you would when you set your concealer with any translucent powder or any form of powder. I then just grabbed a clean blending brush from Zoeva and just buffed out the edges of the grey eyeshadow just to diffuse it and make it look a lot softer but also smoky. To deepen the eye up a bit, I just took this almost black shade from the same palette and I just patted this all over my eyelid with a Morphe M506, and this is quite a fluffy brush so it really helps to blend the product in as well, and I didn't want it to like defined, I just wanted it to be really smoky. So then after I've applied that, I then just go back in with the same clean brush and diffuse the edges. As I was wanting a halo eye, I took the same concealer that I used earlier and I'm just applying some of this concealer onto my eyelid, and then I just look up as this marks the place for your cut crease to end basically, so like the starting end point, and as you can see this creates that really nice round edge that you want with a halo eye. So I really recommend doing this as it's a great tip, and I can't remember what makeup artist I learned it off of, but yeah, it's a really good tip. I feel like everyone does it now. And then I'm going to be grabbing that clean blending brush again and buffing out the edges of the concealer just so it doesn't look too harsh. To set the concealer, I'm going to be applying this light grey shadow, and I'm just applying that to really make the concealer pop, and by applying the concealer underneath this shade then you're really helping the shadow to pop, and for then also for you to apply the light grey shade, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see it. So I really like how this turned out. Then I'm going around the edges with the same black shadow, and I'm just then grabbing the clean blending brush again and blending everything together and blending it all out to make it look super smoky. As the look up a bit, I used some glitter stars, and what I do is I put a bit of eyelash glue onto my eyelid. I then just let it go tacky, but try not to like blink or anything, and then I just grab my tweezers, grab the star on the tweezers and place it onto the eyelash glue. Then I'm just grabbing my Stila Glitter and Glow, and this is in the shade Kitten Karma, and I'm just going to be applying this onto a brush and then onto my eye. What I actually decided to do for the other eye was just apply it with the applicator that it comes with, so it was just a bit quicker really than having to muck about putting it on a brush, but I find both ways work exactly the same. I added 3 stars onto the eye as I thought this gave a really cool effect, and then I'm just grabbing my NYX black liquid liner and I'm just then going over that with a black eyeshadow from the Morphe 39A palette, and I'm applying it with this Wilko angled brush. I think it's a brow brush and it's actually really good. It's a synthetic brush, and I'm just pushing that shadow down onto my liner, not only to lock it in place but also to smudge it out, and this made the look even more dramatic and smoky. For my waterline, I'm also applying that black eyeshadow as I prefer using eyeshadow in my waterline. I know some people might not like this, but I actually prefer it over eyeliner as I find eyeliner really irritates my eyes. For my primer, I'm using the Primark strobe cream, and not only does this help prime my face but it also helps obviously illuminate it. And then for foundation, I'm using the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth, or Smooth and Dewy cannot remember the name, and I'm just applying that with a Real Techniques angled foundation brush. And then for my concealer, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape again in the shade Light Medium. To bronze my face, I'm going to be using this Primark foundation stick in the shade Caramel, and then I just blend that out with a Superdrug blending sponge. To set my face, I actually set it off camera with my Collection sheer loose powder in the shade Translucent. I figured that you'd all see me set my face before with powder, so it was nothing interesting, and also I had to let my camera charge, which is great. So then I also bronzed my face off camera too with the Physicians Formula bronzer in the darkest shade. Going back to the eyeliner, I then took more of that black shadow on that angled brush and smudged it underneath my lash line to really make it even more dramatic. I then grabbed my Morphe M506 brush again and applied more shadow and smudged the shadow underneath my eye to make this look super smoky. I also applied some false lashes. These ones are from Doll Beauty and I believe they're in the style Aurora. I then just take another clean fluffy brush to blend the edges out to make this look even more seamless. For mascara, I use the Collection, cannot remember the name of it, but I know it's from Collection. It's really good mascara and I use that for my top and bottom lashes. For blusher, I use the NYX Double Dare blush and this is a really nice orange colour. And then for my highlighter on my eyes, I used the Moonchild Glow palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills and I used the blue shade for my brow bone highlight and my inner corner highlight. To highlight my face, I used the Doll Beauty Shine Bright highlighter as I wanted a gold base underneath the sort of blue and pinky highlights I was using from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. And just for it to blend in with my skin tone more, I used the gold shade underneath and then I used the pink and the blue shade on top just to make it pop. To set my brows, I used the NYX Brow Gel in Brunette, and then for my lip liner, I actually used from Primark. I think it's called Nude or Brown, something like that, but for some reason it didn't pick up on the clip. And then for lipstick, I used the Jamie Genevieve matte lipstick and then applied the NYX Cosmetics Madeline gloss over it, and that is the end of the video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look and I'll see you in my next video. Please let me know what you'd like to see more of, and yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Take care, bye.